Welcome to the Taupo District Council meeting, July meeting, August this week, so moving quickly. Councillor Truman, could I allow you meeting please with Karakia? Thank you very much.
I te atua kaharawa kia tata mai koe kia mātou I tēnei rā, manaki te a mātou mahi katoa I roto I te ingoa o te matua o te tama o te wairua tapu. Ake, ame.
Thank you very much. Truman, just check the microphones are on. Mrs. Nian, are we broadcasting live to the world? Thank you very much. No apologies.
Mr. Chairman, I've had a request from a couple of persons that watch webcam for you to speak louder. On your microphone, apparently your voice isn't carrying.
I watched it on YouTube.
I think that was Rob. Just making it better.
Has everyone got the microphones on? We're good? Okay, we go to item number 1. Confirm the minutes of the meetings of the Taupo District Council for May. Do I have any clarification or points of typos or anything like that regarding the minutes? Councillor Williamson.
It was just on page 1/20 on deliberations, the council meeting on the 27th of June. Was that supposed to the 24th? Just as
24th, you've got good memory.
Well, just check. I don't remember. Just check the diary.
I'll mark that as well.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. 24th meeting.
Yeah.
27th meeting.
No.
That's the 24th.
It's a Friday. I don't think it happened.
We'll check and correct if that's the case.
Worship, it was a Friday. There was no meeting on a Friday because I made the same note.
Yeah. Well picked up, Councillor. Thank you very much. Any other?
Yes, just for a true and accurate record on 1/19 after the Taupo Residents Group submission, there's no record of there being a breach of the Code of Conduct. I know that it was recorded verbally, but I'd like it put on record because it was something that I was quite alarmed at the time.
Who's this one?
19, sorry. And also on 1/28 it has Councillor Kirk, because if you would just correct my surname. Under notes. And again on 1/34.
Okay.
I'd like to raise a couple of issues that have concerned me. We're receiving minutes that are now 2 months old. We're receiving minutes that are 6 weeks old. Why would these minutes have been able to be prepared earlier? Because we've made deliberations through the long-term plan, the annual plan, without those minutes being available.
We discussed it the last meeting, didn't we? It was a crossover period, was it? Or?
Basically, it's around the timing of being able to get the minutes done. These annual plan ones where there was quite a lot involved in them, and the turnaround to get them on the next council agenda is very tight, and there's quite a few processes in place to try and ensure that they are true and correct as much as possible.
Thank you, Your Worship. We have noted that a meeting held, for instance, at the end of November, and a meeting held, say, 10 or 15 days later, the minutes are available. I take on board it was an annual plan process, and once again I'll express my concern that it's claimed to be a district council meeting with minutes, but I don't believe it was webcammed, and no record was kept of that meeting other than the notes taken. But also therefore rise that I could not accept these minutes have been true and correct. I refer to page 1/27 under the Tūwharetoa Street car park. The word used there is discussion ensued with the consensus being. That is incorrect. Consensus mean that we all agreed we did not. I actually moved that we don't sell the car park, and that was carried. but there's no record of that particular resolution being passed or anything else to do with the digital screen or the water treatment plant. So what I'm wondering is, are we able to see the original notes taken of that particular meeting?
Yes, you can. I've got them here. Just to clarify, the resolution in terms of Taupo Street car park that you moved was in the council meeting on the 24th, not at this. We didn't do any moving in the annual plan process. It was basically a show of hands, and the consensus is that most of you agreed, not everybody.
Well, therefore, the word, Your Worship, the word consensus should be taken out, but I stand by the point I've made. We voted, and then, if I remember, Your Worship, you asked for a show of hands. So it wasn't a straw vote.
We got an indication, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Workshop, whatever it was. And then we've actually moved a resolution to that effect.
Subsequently, yeah.
So, do you want something added to these minutes or something?
The point I'm making, I don't believe they fairly and accurately reflected the discussion that took place on that 26th of May's meeting.
Okay, well, you suggest some adding, we're quite happy to. Do you want to add some more to the minutes here? Say it now, please. What would you like added?
Well, the point I'm trying to make is there was no webcam, there was no tape recording. Didn't have the ability to go back and check, and I'm pretty sure there was a vote taken, and it may well have been followed by a show of hands. However, it doesn't record that that vote was taken, and there's no reference to the outcomes on the water treatment platform debate or the one to do with the digital screen.
Weren't they done later? At a subsequent
Yes,
meeting?
they were, but they weren't on that particular day. Decisions were made, but it's not recorded.
Through Mr. Worship, decisions weren't made at that meeting. There was definitely a show of hands. That was a executive opposition, and then we had this discussion with the subsequent council meeting. Decisions were made. That was the first time that a formal resolution was seconded at executive conference. So without that seconder, calling for a motion and seconder, there is no decision about that process. So there was a subsequent review of that sort of transport. That is in minutes as well.
Just through you, Mr. Chairman, I suppose what Council Body's probably trying to say in a good way is that maybe our processes weren't the best. And
you mean the minute taking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we deliberated without minutes, which is unacceptable to discuss. But I think we say this shouldn't happen again. Yeah.
And I'm happy to adjust the minutes here if you want to add something to these particular minutes on 1/27.
Well, I'd be very happy. From my point of view, and it's up to the councillors to accept, I believe it doesn't truly reflect the conversations and decisions that we made on the day.
What do the other councillors feel like? I think it's pretty well sums it
Well,
up.
from my perspective, from that deliberation process, perhaps just shouldn't use the process from lack experience. We had the show of hands on that particular issue. I assumed it was perhaps a vote, but obviously I do take on board that it wasn't a formal process. No resolution was presented, no second, and no motion. So it was only virtually was a show of hands to be indicative.
And then at the subsequent meeting, there was
a full council.
Full council. There, I understand where the process had to go through to be.
Except, Your Worship, the words were used that we do not sell the Taupo Street car park. Those words, or to that effect, are not recorded. The word consensus has been used, which should be removed because it wasn't a consensus, and it gives a bit of a misleading indication of what actually happened at that meeting.
okay. So do the members feel that the minutes should be adjusted accordingly? Or
Well, I would move that the word consensus be removed.
people happy with that? Just
And what replaced with, Your Worship?
majority?
Replaced with what, Your Worship?
Majority.
Majority.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
One more point, Your Worship, on page 1/37. It's indicated in the notes under the 6 items that are shown to have been passed. It states here that body noted dissent to 2 and 3 above. I also voted against number 1, which was the $1,000 to the orchestra. If the minutes could be altered to reflect that, please.
All right. Any other points of clarification or matters arising from these minutes?
Just a really small amendment, but on page 1/34 and 1/35, it talks about it's either Blakely or Blackley, but it's spelt differently throughout. Yeah, so whatever needs to be corrected too.
Your Worship?
Yes, Councillor Hickling.
Just a comment regarding the annual plan and the submitters. Where are we to regarding the replies to all those submitters?
Carol, but the replies to the submitters on the plan have all been sent. Yes.
Could you confirm when they were sent, please? It's just that I had a phone call only last week, and this particular person said he hadn't had a reply to his submission.
We'll find. The date was definitely a week. But I mean, if you
Which surprised me a little bit because I thought they'd all gone out. Okay, yeah. Yep, that's fine. Yep, I'm satisfied with that. Yep.
Mr. Chairman, as Councillor Hickling has now raised the question of the responses to deliberations, we have the Council's response to deliberations sent to us. We haven't seen the individual wording that's gone out. Could you tell me the contradiction between what happened last week in regards of the options, not including the rating and whatever the wording is, the revenue and finance and rating policies, versus the decisions we made not to put that out for as part of the options debate? The reason I raise that is that during the deliberations and the responses from Council, there's just one of a number. This one states the revenue and finance rating policies will be considered by Council and discussed with the community during the development of the 10-year plan.
Through Mr. Chairman, regardless of whether it's in the options debate or not, the revenue and finance policies will be consulted as part of the 10-year plan. It has to be. So it's just a matter of, is it this pre-consultation process as part of the options debate or in the long-term plan, which happens in January, February, I think.
In response to that, Your Worship, and I'm sorry, Mr. Green, if I misheard what you said, I refers particularly not revenue and financing, it then states and rating policy.
That's all, the whole alphabet, Celtic plan, all of that, goes out for consultation.
But it's not been given as an option to the people to discuss now.
Actually, you decided through the options debate not to.
By a majority. Just on that point, Mr. Chairman, Mr.
Minutes here.
Yes, it is, because Councillor Hickling has raised the one to do with the responses.
Which is in the items.
In the minutes.
Yeah. I feel that from now on, I will probably call for a division on each vote so that the names of the persons that vote either way on a resolution are going to be recorded. Not having the webcam on these meetings makes it quite difficult to see where the votes came from.
Okay. Any other questions or queries or points of clarification on these minutes, please?
Yes, there is.
Councillor Boddy?
We're still on May 26th, or have we moved to June?
You can go to wherever you like.
In regards to the 24th of June's minutes, 1/43, under item 8, the last paragraph, it reads, a member expressed concern that a number of meetings in relation to the annual plan had been cancelled and there had not been given opportunity for members to review the operational budget and potential rate reductions. It then goes on, the Group Manager, Finance, Regulatory and Infrastructure noted that an invitation was extended to all councillors to meet one-on-one if they had outstanding concerns or issues. If I remember, and Mr. Manhandle, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that those two had no relation. One was asking why we hadn't spent more time looking at getting the rates down. The second one was that the opportunity was given to talk on the finances, the way the annual plan finances were set up, and those being linked together, to me, give a misleading indication of what actually the way it happened.
The invitation was there for any councillor to discuss any aspect of the finances in respect of the annual plan. That is as broad as councillors wish to make it.
So effectively, Your Worship, I stand by my comment. We were discussing, as per the circulation that I did of what other councils were doing, that we did not get an opportunity to look at where we could cut the rate increases for the annual plan budget. Nothing to do with the way the finances were.
Any other questions or queries?
Well, I would move, Your Worship, that those two sentences be put into separate paragraphs.
Everyone happy with that? Okay. Anything else, Councillor Buddy? On the minutes?
At this stage, no, Your Worship.
Any other councillors? Okay, could I have a mover for those minutes, please? Thanks, Councillor Park, seconded Councillor Cousins. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Those against? Carried. Item number 2, which is a fair way into the agenda. Receive the minutes of the Audit and Risk Committee, Turangi-Tongariro Community Board, and Mangakino-Pouakani Representative Group. Do we have any queries on those? And do you want me to should I move those separately, or I'll do those next?
Because they're just a revised version of what's in there.
Okay, so you've got some minutes tabled there. Do you have any points of clarification on those minutes at all from those various? Councillor Jollins.
Just a point of clarification. Has Mr. Fox had a chance to review these reports? Because I note your signature's not on.
Not fully. I was away last week on bereavement leave. To you, Mr. Chief.
Okay, so
just a point of clarification.
Okay. Councillor Stewart.
Just on the community board minutes, with the shared spacing, and it was put back to the board.
What page are you on, Councillor Stewart?
I'm on page 1 bar 10. Yes.
It's also on the new handout as well. Page 3 of the new handout.
Thank you, Councillor Stewart.
Just that have the outcomes been, it says the outcomes of the decision is communicated to the community and directly to each submitter about the shared space, the submission that came back. Has that been done?
I can't answer you completely, Councillor. I'll find out and get back to you. I hope so.
I'll move from it.
Okay, we have a movement.
Have we done the Mangakino one?
Just about, they're all on block. Yeah.
I just raised the question. I was at one of their meetings when they're discussing their signage, and it's not a big issue. They've used the fact that they're going to use a wood called tonka. Now, was that the imported wood, or was it the type of pine?
No, it's the imported wood.
So the imported wood ended up cheaper than that specific pine.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Councillor Truman.
Also, an amendment that was in debate to the Mangakino-Pouakani ones. When DGLT came to present to us, we asked what the budget was for Mangakino, and they said it was normally 3, but had been put up to 7.5. And then I asked what the budget for Turangi was, and they said it was 5,000. So I just thought that was, and that's not noted in
what
the.
page are you on?
Sorry,
Mr. Truman?
2 bar 15.
2 bar 15, just for
I just
Ariana.
definitely want that noted because that's quite significant. We give so much funding to them. Yeah. So.
Your Worship,
Councillor Christowski.
These minutes here,
Yes.
do they differ from what is in my agenda? And if so, which ones are we approving? These ones?
The table ones.
Can I have a minute to read those then, please?
So the changes were on number 1, the presentation. So it's high-tech youth facility, and I think it was high-tech hub facility. So that's a change. In the resolution, there's 2 additional parts to that. So receives information relating to the high-tech facility and adds number 2, members from Ngāti Turangi Tupuapi thanks and support in principle the idea of establishing a high-tech youth facility in Turangi. So that's the additional change. And then on page 5 of the new document, the last paragraph above the resolution, which starts, the board supported in principle the relocation, that's added to the new minutes.
Thank you.
Are you happy with that, Councillor Christowski? Are you happy with that? Yeah.
Yes.
So as basically the same.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to know what they were.
Okay, these minutes have been moved by Councillor Stewart. I have seconded those. Councillor Heffernan, thank you very much. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried. Item number 3, Lake Taupo Protection Project Joint Committee. On the 19th of June. A mover for those or queries on those?
I'm happy to move that. It's a purely mechanical.
Thank you, Councillor Christowski. Moved by Councillor Christowski, seconded by Councillor Stewart. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Carried.